everyone, it's Wonder Librarian here, and we are here again in Pasadena to do Shrinking Season 2 locations. So we were here at first for Season 1. We checked out the coffee shop, we saw the shrinking house, the pickleball court, we also went to the bench, and we're here today to look at a couple of locations around town. One of them is behind me, it's the Pasadena City Hall, so we'll talk about that in a second. So right here behind us is the famous Pasadena City Hall, so you might know that from Parks and Rec, and we recognized it immediately in Shrinking Season 2. So this is actually the location, so I'll show some reference photos here and some video and stuff, but this is where Sean and Liz actually parked their truck. It was called the Cajun Cruise. It was Sean's truck, it was his dream. They kind of went in on it together, and then eventually they had a small falling out when Liz was trying to push him too hard and get food influencers, and it kind of triggered him a little bit. So then she eventually secretly sold it to his dad, which was kind of a good thing in a way. But then him and his dad started to fight a little bit. That all happened right over here, so I'll show some comparison photos for that as well. And then what ended up happening was he eventually had a happy ending. Sean had a pretty happy arc this season, and he ended up running it with his friend from the Army. So nice conclusion from Sean. Cajun Cruise is parked right here. So we're here at another Shrinking Season 2 location. So this is an important place for both the character of Lewis, played by Brett Goldstein, who wrote the show with Jason Segel, and also their relationship in the show. So right behind us, where it says Azusa and Long Beach, that's where the bench was, where Lewis and his former fiance were sitting, and they would joke around and kind of make up lives for people and stuff, so they would sit at that bench and do that the whole time. So that was in the very beginning of the show. And then later on, as Lewis develops the relationship with everybody and everything, and he's contemplating suicide, he does come here again and visit, and he thinks about jumping on these train tracks. But as we know, Jimmy comes and sits with him, so I'll show some comparison photos there. And then they resolve their differences, everything is fine, they kind of make peace with everything. Shrinking Season 2 is all about forgiveness, so that makes sense. But yeah, Shrinking train station right here. So as we were here doing Shrinking Season 2 locations here at the train station, I noticed a familiar tower in the background. So that's the South Pasadena Water Tower. We intended to come on our Season 1 tour, which I will link down below. But that was the location where Sean and Alice decided to go for a walk, and then Sean decided to climb the tower, scaring Alice and making everything kind of awkward for the two of them. So it's all the way up there, and obviously he didn't climb the real tower, but that's where it is located. And it's funny how the locations are so close together, but it makes sense. The end.